What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Talk Malcolm Talk, and we are so close to 17K. I can smell it. Make sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button as well, as we are on the road to 17K by SummerSlam Day. Let's talk. In the last Talk Malcolm Talk, I said if you guys put your favorite Bray Wyatt matches in the comments down below, I will shout out like 3 of you or 5 of you. I'm gonna go with 2 this time. Hakamania said Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. That was a good match. And the Wrestling Hound says Cena versus Wyatt WrestleMania 30. I thought that match was pretty good, but like the promo package was legendary. Last night, Monday Night Raw, we had a SummerSlam announcement. Not really an announcement, but an upgrade, I think. As The Miz is no longer taking on Dolph Ziggler because Dolph Ziggler is actually gonna be taking on Goldberg. Didn't see that one coming. Actually, no, everyone saw that coming. But still, it's awesome. I love Goldberg. I don't care what anyone says. Y'all see it? It's right here. Boom, Goldberg. It's even signed too. I met Goldberg once, and when I say he has a fat hand, I mean not like fat like Yokozuna, but fat like just big. He has a big hand. It felt like I was shaking the glove of an MLB outfielder. It was huge. Dolph knows how to bump, and Goldberg knows how to spear, and also hit his head against the door. At least concussions. He needs to stop doing that. Also, the Iconix lost the tag team championships, the women tag team championships that is, on Raw last night, as they were in a fatal 4-way against Fire and Desire, the Kabuki Warriors, and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I just gave a bunch of names of actual tag teams, and one that really isn't. Guess which one won the tag titles? The one that actually really isn't. As Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, that's a combination I never thought I ever said, became the women's tag team champions. Don't really know how to feel about that, honestly. It's like, it's cool because like it's actually a tag team that will be pushed and actually will, you know, defend the titles, and it's something different. But also it's like, you know, this is just gonna lead to a breakup. Like they're just using these tag titles as a breakup tactic. I don't know if I want those titles that are so brand new to wrestling and so brand new to WWE being used as a prop for a storyline that's bigger than the tag titles, you know? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed. I mean, I love Billie Kay. Billie Kay is like low-key one of my favorite wrestlers. I don't talk about her much on YouTube, but I love Billie Kay. She's great. At the start of the video, I said I really like Goldberg. You know who doesn't? Matt Riddle. During Super Showdown, he was absolutely just criticizing Goldberg so much. It was ridiculous, honestly. I really like Matt Riddle, but in this situation, I think he's just acting a little stupid, honestly. He's doing a bit too much. I feel like it's not gonna help you out in the long term, buddy. I guess he was just a WWF guy growing up, so maybe he might keep his push actually, because he really just hates WCW stars. Like he's going after everybody. First it was Goldberg, and someone tweeted Matt Riddle like a quote from like Jericho's book. Then Jericho agreed with the fans, so that made Riddle not like him either. And also Booker T said he really needs to learn how to work. Okay. Matt Riddle is a good wrestler. He does know how to work, but Matt didn't really appreciate that comment either, and he kind of went after everybody. In a video he put on Instagram recently, he said he would just basically beat the S word out of everybody. Would Matt Riddle really beat up Booker T? I mean, Booker T sees some things. Booker T was up in the house. Before we get to the final thing, which is the NXT Takeover Predictions, I have one thing to talk about that's outside of WWE. All Elite Wrestling is slowly becoming everyone's favorite wrestling promotion. Now, they tried to acquire someone that has a world championship in another wrestling promotion. Cody tried to sign Kofi, didn't he? No. They went after the World Heavyweight Champion of the National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Nick Aldis. If you guys aren't too aware of who Nick Aldis is, obviously I just said he's the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He's the guy that Cody Rhodes faced at All In when Cody won the world title there. Also formerly known as Magnus in TNA, former TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And he did this interview with some black kid in a headband about a year ago. What's the kid's name? Like MuscleManMalcolm, something like that. It's really good. Y'all should just check it out. Like, it's legendary. But Nick Aldis always said he wanted to work with All Elite Wrestling, but when AEW tried to offer him the contract, essentially for him to go there, he has to leave NWA, where he's the current champion. Technically meaning either he has to drop the title soon or vacate the belt, which Aldis just completely denied because he didn't want to give up the National Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Championship, as well as helping NWA, because the past 2 years of his career has been dedicated to making his brand, popular again. In the past few years, he's been traveling around the world defending that world championship, and for him just to give it up that quickly would just be disappointing, honestly. Be a really sad end to his run, especially this time while the NWA actually broke away from the partnership with Ring of Honor, as Billy Corgan's now trying to work towards them actually getting on television. For Nick Aldis to wrestle for AEW and NWA, one of them can't be on TV, and if NWA is trying to get on TV and AEW's already signed to TNT, he just can't do it. Do you guys think it was a bad idea for Nick Aldis to turn down AEW, or do you think he made the right decision to stay with the NWA? I want to do predictions for TakeOver because I feel like this is going to be a very special TakeOver that's really going to lead to the next stage of NXT. That is NXT going to FS1. Before I get to the main chunk of the predictions that I really want to talk about, let's talk about these other matches. First up, and the only non-title match on this card is actually Candice LeRae taking on Io Shirai. Io Shirai turned heel on Candice LeRae after not being able to capture the NXT Women's Championship from Shayna Baszler inside the steel cage. And while Candice was trying to be that good, comforting best friend, Io completely snapped, turned on her, and beat her down. But for this match, I'm gonna have to give it to Io Shirai, and I feel like Candice LeRae is definitely gonna get her win back. But she's one of those type of wrestlers that can lose a lot of matches but still come out pretty strong. But Io's definitely gonna need to win to establish herself now as a heel and possibly the next NXT Women's Champion, because in the next match, Shayna Baszler is defending her NXT Women's Championship against Mia Yim. Now, I'm a big Mia Yim fan. She wrestles out of Nova Pro Wrestling a lot back when she was still on Independence. She's a former Knockouts champion under the name of Jade, but it doesn't feel like this is really her time to really take this championship. Now, Shayna's been champion for a really long time, and honestly, she could drop the belt at any pay-per-view, but I just don't feel like Mia Yim is the person to do it. I just don't feel like it's her time yet. I feel like this is a great stepping stone for her to now have a stronger fan base in NXT Universe, but I don't feel like this is the moment for her to become champion. I feel like there's just more women in line for that title. Not saying that she doesn't deserve it, because she definitely does, but there are people like Bianca, Io, and Candice LeRae that I feel like are people that deserve the title before she gets to it. Not necessarily because she doesn't deserve it, but at this moment of fan support and fan interest of her, I feel like this is not her time yet. For the NXT Tag Team Championship, it's gonna be the Street Profits defending their titles against Undisputed Era. At this moment, I'm pretty much giving away all my predictions, but I feel like NXT's really gonna put all the belts on Undisputed Era. They're all in championship matches. This is for a reason. Obviously, the Street Profits are now on Raw, and their NXT Tag Team title reign isn't being highlighted that much or that well, because when they're on Raw doing these backstage segments, their personalities overshine those tag team titles by a million. They are ready for main roster stuff because they're just so charismatic. I feel like NXT is gonna put all these championships on Undisputed Era. Outside the Intercontinental Championship, New Day holds all the SmackDown titles. Now, outside the Universal Championship, the OC holds all the Raw titles. Which leads me to the next match of Velveteen Dream defending the NXT North American Championship against Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne is in this match simply for the interest factor. If it was just Velveteen versus Roderick, I don't feel like anyone would be that interested, because Roderick as a single star can be a little bland sometimes. He's not the most charismatic guy, but he's an incredible in-ring wrestler. And Velveteen really needs someone character-wise that he can really mesh with well, and that's Pete Dunne. Because if you think about it, like Velveteen, he can come to the main roster now. He doesn't need the NXT Championship. He could definitely go after it, he could definitely win it, but does he really need it? Now, luckily with NXT UK, Pete Dunne was occupied at one point, but now since he's back on NXT US, I guess, there's stuff that he can actually do. Win the North American title, win the NXT Championship. There's actually stuff that he can do that actually is like that's a feasible goal for him to actually accomplish. So I feel like this only makes sense that Roderick Strong is just going to win that North American title. And trust me, I don't want to see Velveteen lose it. I love Velveteen, but it's just time, Velveteen. It's just your time, brother. And finally, we have Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match, which essentially means 3 stages of hell. I don't really know the wording behind what they're trying to go for. With the first one being a street fight, then the second one being a one-on-one match. And if it gets tied, then William Regal's gonna pick the third. Now, obviously with that stipulation of Regal picking third, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a tie, and then Regal's gonna pick third. Hell in a Cell or Steel Cage is too obvious, because if it's just hanging up there, we all know what's gonna happen. I Quit or Last Man Standing. Right as Gargano's about to get the win, who returns to stop him? Tommaso Ciampa. He returns, beat up Gargano for essentially costing him his title. That can either go to a triple threat for an NXT Championship, or maybe Johnny and Tommaso can just finish up everything they need to finish. I just don't see why Gargano needs to win that title. He's more of a chaser than he is a champion. I don't feel like he really needs to hold the championship. He's just the type of babyface I feel like is way better at chasing than he is at being the champion, you feel? Because watching as someone who isn't like a Gargano mark or anything, he looked like he got more support when he was chasing the title than when he was actually the champion. But that's just how I see it. So if I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. And that is undisputed. That's what it feels like to be cool. Ha. But thank you guys for watching the video. Really enjoyed. In the comments down below, let me know what you think about everything I just said. Tell me your predictions for NXT TakeOver as well. But we are so close to 17K. I can just feel it. I feel it. So make sure to hit that subscribe button or subscribe button, whichever way you want to say it. And make sure to like, comment, share, and always subscribe. And we outie.
We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a MuscleManMalcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a MuscleManMalcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.